Hello everyone, Minute Plus Meditation, Monday, July the 5th. From the Gospel, it's actually the Gospel that was read, I think, 2 Sundays ago. This synagogue official comes up to Jesus, kneels before him and says, "My daughter has just died, but come and lay your hand on her that she will live." And Jesus got up and followed him with his disciples. And then this woman comes up, touches the hem of his clothes, is healed of her issue of blood. And then Jesus stops and talks to her. So that's the gospel. I always encourage you to read it. So there's a lot going on here. Jesus will raise the girl from the dead, but he stops and he talks to this woman. And we can well imagine that this man whose daughter has just died is going crazy. Is just going crazy. Like, why are you stopping and talking to her? He's thinking to himself, he's got to be. He's desperate. What parent wouldn't be? If their child was, either just mortally, really sick on the verge of death or just died. And he knows that Jesus is a healer, but he doesn't know, I don't think he realizes to what extent he can heal or certainly restore life. So Jesus stops and talks to this woman. And he's focusing on her because every single person on this planet, from the time of Adam and Eve to the last person, is important to God. You're important, I'm important. And God stops and deals with us as if nobody else existed. But Jesus is not ignoring this man and his daughter. Jesus is preparing something far greater in this case. And another thing that's going on here is this man has done probably everything humanly possible to make sure that his daughter got well. It didn't work. She was either near death or had died. And he goes and gets Jesus, and Jesus seems to just not be all that concerned about it. So the lesson here for our own personal life and our own personal circumstances is many times we come up to our own limits where we beg Jesus, we beseech him, and perhaps this goes on for a little while and nothing is happening. And we're really tempted to give up praying. God doesn't hear me, God is not interested, why keep doing this, and so on. And this is a real temptation for every single one of us. This is why it's really important to read the gospel, think about it, pray about it, interiorize it, and then apply it to our own personal circumstances. Jesus stops and deals with this person. He's not oblivious to this man and his daughter's situation. But sometimes what happens is not in every case, but sometimes what happens is Jesus wants us to realize that things are not simply done by our human efforts, that all the human reality of things has to completely fall apart. Not in every case, but in some cases. So it's all fallen apart. I mean, she's died, but Jesus is Jesus, right? So he goes with this man, and he has a far greater blessing because perhaps, at least Jairus, I believe it's the same person, perhaps from a different angle, Jesus has a far greater plan in mind, and that is to show the power of the resurrection and not preventing this girl from dying or resuscitating her, give mouth-to-mouth resuscitation if somebody's, been underwater too long. Jesus wants all those explanations gone. That's why he leaves Lazarus in the tomb 4 days. Because Jesus wants you and me to know that he's not simply here to resuscitate us or revive us, but he's here to actually raise us from the dead, from spiritual death in this world, through the power of the resurrection, which comes to us through the sacraments, baptism, all the way through the anointing of the sick. That's the lesson he wants us to learn. So, is it hard? Of course it's hard for any one of us in those situations. It could be the child who's really sick, and maybe the child will die. God doesn't prevent all the children from dying. I don't understand that. You don't understand that. But we know God has a plan for the entire universe and for every single person. What's really important is to know that God does have a plan for everybody. And what's really important is that you and I persevere till the end. That's what's really important. God bless you.